Rightio. So we did a little bit of manipulation of our image. We took it from and used the cropping tool and did a little bit of cropping to crop in and tidy up and get rid of some of the information that we didn't necessarily want. The next bit of processing and manipulation that we're going to be doing is through the use of, is by converting our image into grayscale. So through these little functions over here, there's a whole lot of processing that we can do. So hover over here, HSL grayscale should turn up. Check this little box here and we'll convert it to grayscale. We're then going to go back to what's called the basic setting, and this is where we can do a bit of our processing. We can adjust the exposure, so we can make it a little bit lighter, which makes it feel like it's a little bit overexposed. We make it a little bit darker, and then we adjust it. The exposure is probably not going to be too bad. It's going to be more about what's happening in our highlights, which would be, say, down here and on the concrete, and what would be happening up here and there, and then also it's going to be what's happening in our shadows. Because this image was taken on a really bright, punchy, contrasty day, not a cloud in the sky, you can see, it's really hard for the camera to get detail in both the shadows and the highlights. So what we can do here is we can start to adjust how much detail, tonal detail, we have in our highlights and also in our shadows. If you notice how these shadows, they get darker when we push down this way, and they get lighter when we push up this way. So we can pull a little bit of detail out of those shadows, and we can get the exposure a little bit more even between the two different areas of our image. We can also have a little play with contrast. Sometimes we need to get a little bit black and white. Contrast can make an image quite interesting. And that's basically just some of the basic processing that we're going to be looking to do for our images. Once you've done that, once again, you want to save your image. Click Save. You might change it to, say, Final 4. And if we click Save, and then if we click Done, if we look back in our photo, we've still got the copy that we're working on, but we've got a final image here, which is kind of like a snapshot in time. So if we decide that actually the image, when we get it manipulated, we push it too far, we can always come back to the last saving that we did. So this here was just that basic manipulation in Camera Raw in Greyscale, and this is our earlier manipulation that we saved straight after we cropped our image and got rid of this information like what we had in here. So you'll notice that even in here, this little toggle down here will allow you to scroll up, make them a little bit bigger. Even if we look here, you'll notice that there's quite a lot of quite dark shadows, and there's quite a bit more detail just in this part of the image here. Okay, zoom back out, and that's just the basic first steps of processing that I want you guys to be working on.